What's up, my people? Y'all know what it is. Hey, man, got a lot to load the show for you tonight. Lot to discuss. And we gonna get it in, man. I want y'all to tune in. Y'all make sure y'all comment, y'all share the live, do all that good stuff. But I got a lot to load the show for you, NBA playoff style. We will be talking about Naomi Osaka in tennis world, Pablo Ozuna domestic violence case, and one of my guys made a comment about Luka and Trae Young. So we're gonna talk about all of that. So let's get it in. Y'all know what it is. Let's go.
We lock and load, Allen Pass. It's the Allen Pass Show. Yeah. We lock and load. Come on. It's the Allen Pass Show. Yeah. We lock and load. Come on. It's the Allen Pass Show. Yeah. We lock and load. It's the Allen Pass Show. Yeah. We lock and load. Come on. Yeah.
What's up? What's up? Tuesday night. We got a great show for you lined up. I got a special guest in the building, Mr. Myron Jenkins from the scene. He's also doing a lot in the community training. He's back with me. This brother, I told him before, he's a basketball guru on my show. So it's NBA playoffs. So we got to bring him in, man. So we got a lot to discuss. We might have another guest coming on in a little bit. And we address that when that happens. But let's like a load, get right into it. NBA playoffs is going on right now. We got Celtics and Nets, game 5, I believe. Do you know what's going on in that game right now?
It's halftime right now. I don't know if they came back, but Brooklyn was up 7.
Brooklyn upset 7, and is what's the is 3? Is it 3-1 Brooklyn right now?
It's 3-1 Nets. It's 3-1 Nets.
Yeah. So, what are you looking from this game? Are they gonna close it out tonight?
Most definitely. I told people at the very beginning that role players win championships, and when you have two superstars that decide to join another superstar, and those superstars now become role players, do the math.
Right.
So it's a have not game. It's always been a have not game. Whether y'all like the have is being produced is completely at your discretion. But this has been going on since the beginning of time. Teams have been stacked. The only difference was the owner was doing it. Now the players are starting to have a little bit more say-so on how they stack it.
I want to ask you about I don't know if I asked you last time about Brad Stevens. I know he got some injuries with Jaylen Brown. Is Kemba playing tonight? Have you seen is Kemba playing?
He has a bone bruise in his knee. He's not playing.
So he got Jaylen Brown, Kemba walk out. But during the season, I feel like he wasn't getting the most out of his team. Do you think he should be on the hot seat? I don't know if I asked you this before.
Probably off the record you did, but I can bring it on the record. It's not a problem. I'll actually answer that question with a question. How many superstars actually won a title with the coach that they first started with their rookie season?
It's a good question.
You can't think of any, right? No, that proves the point. Usually when you get a rookie, usually you want a young, enthusiastic coach that's going to, develop their skill, teach them how to be a pro. But after a while, that voice just tunes out to where you need a different voice to be able to come in and now treat them with their maturation as they get it. So it happened with Jordan, obviously, Doug Collins. Kobe's probably one that you can technically, Dale Harris, Dan Phil Jackson. Even with the San Antonio Spurs, Tim Duncan, I think they had Bob Hill first, then Greg Popovich took over. So they never really start with the coach that you have. It's always you just kind of need that different voice once they start to develop. And Jason Tatum is playing amazing right now. And it's only a matter of time in which now you're going to have to bring a coach in that's going to maximize his development and probably make the offense a little bit more simple. I think not having Jaylen Brown, because I think Jaylen Brown is a legitimate 1B option. It's just have not game right now.
So you said
they definitely need a different voice, and this is no knock on Brad.
I feel the same way. I just feel like that. And I think it's I think you're saying it perfect that they need a different voice. I think he's ran this course. I thought he was a good coach when he first came, but I think it's just like you say the same voice over time. I guess just gets stale. But who do you think is a good replacement for Brad Stevens?
Well, usually in a situation like this, you just want to bring up the assistant because what a lot of people don't understand is assistant coaches are have a lot of value on a bench once you get to the collegiate and the pro level. Those are the guys that's building the relationships with these superstars. Those are the guys that's putting the arm around the superstar after the coach get into them and playing good cop and be like, yo, you know what it is. Keep your head up. Let's go ahead and go in the lab, get some shots up. We'll clear it out. Those are the ones that they're developing rapport with. So in most of these cases, usually when you lose the head coach, the assistant coach just steps right back in. Boston would be kind of a really good gold mine to be able to land it, but I just don't know any coaches right now that are available that I think would be able to step in.
Let me throw this name out to you. Do you think Mark Jackson will ever get another chance? Because it seems like he's been blackballed for whatever went on in Golden State. He hasn't gotten another opportunity. Do you think he will ever get another shot? And will he be a good fit in Boston?
I don't think he wants another shot. He's getting good money as a commentator right now. You know, that grind, traveling 82 games, you know, having to convince these different personalities, it has to be the perfect situation for you to walk away from just being able to talk about the game and, quite frankly, still make a really good living money-wise.
Right. So, okay. So we assuming that the Nets gonna close it out tonight. Let's assume we go to the next series where Milwaukee is waiting for them. Just an early prognosis. How do you see that series shaking out before we even get to that series? Just a preview. What do you think about that series coming up?
Drew can guard all three.
Yes.
Can guard all three of them. So whichever one he's not guarding, that's the one that's gonna cook.
Do you think Giannis would guard KD?
Even if he does, it's still a wash.
Okay, so that's a wash.
Nobody's stopping KD, and nobody is stopping Giannis downhill unless you have a wall built with a bunch of help side, in which then you have to worry about hopefully them missing. Now, you know, you put Drew on, whether it's Kyrie or Harden, he will make it tough, but they're still going to get their money. Chris Middleton is definitely going to have meaningful points. I mean, he's going to have the 30-point outburst. But the real matchup that nobody is really talking about that I think is going to really put them over is Blake Griffin versus Brook Lopez. I just don't think Brook Lopez is going to be able to do anything with Blake on the perimeter. They haven't even used that weapon yet, which is scary to think about. They haven't even tapped into it.
Everyone that's watching this live, y'all share the live, y'all comment. We're going to post the comments, talk about your comments. I think Brook Lopez I think he will have the advantage over Blake Griffin. I've been watching Blake Griffin as far as on the defensive end, and I know it's they do a lot of pick and roll where they try to get the guard on Blake Griffin, and they've been abusing him. But I think Blake is Brook is a big body. He's a big body. Of course, he's taller than Blake. But I think he can have the advantage in that matchup. What do you think about that?
No, that's a good contrast, and you know, it's cool. We're gonna agree to disagree, but the one thing I will say about Brook Lopez is when you think of a big man, unless he can handle the ball and create it on his own, help side because of these zone principles now in the NBA, he's not going one-on-one anymore. So usually a guy that has a height advantage but doesn't have the skill set to get it on his own usually end up become unplayable in this NBA now. We could give you plenty of references. Clint Capella, when he played against Golden State that one season. We could go all day on this. It's just certain dudes are just unplayable because the speed of the game and the advantage that they have, it just takes too long to exploit it.
So
if Brook hits his three, if Brook shoots over 40% from three, then maybe, just maybe, it could be something in which we can find interesting. But I know for a fact Brook cannot guard Blake on that perimeter when that ball's being swung. And Blake is the fifth option. He the fifth option. I ain't even talked about the dudes who just had 112 points in game 4. I ain't even
Right.
talk about that. Blake is your fifth option, and he actually now has a speed advantage over your big, and all of them gang rebounds. So it's not like Brook is going. Brook has never been a rebounder like that. His brother a rebounder. He's never been a rebounder like that. But it's going to be a tough matchup, though. I mean, it's going to be a chess match. I would love to see the Greek Freak take that next step into getting closer and closer to the process. I don't think Brooklyn will stay around long. I will be shocked if they keep that team together in 2 years. I'll be shocked. So if he just stayed the course, somebody got to take the throne, and we'll see.
Victor Legron says Brooklyn is 7, but the Bucks are going to give them hell. A lot of people are saying that they playing good ball. They just swept, the last series. I like what you said about Giannis taking that next step in this series, because I think even though Boston, probably going to get closed out tonight, I like the way Jason Tatum has competed against Kevin Durant. The way he's been going head to head, I remember him saying this out of his mouth. He said, "I just want to be the best player on the court," and you can see it in his game that he's trying to be the best player on the court. Whether he is or not, he's making an effort to be. And I think, like you say, Giannis gonna have to take that same mentality of I need to be the best player on the court.
And he got a different hunger about him as well. Y'all got to remember, this time MVP could be a 3-time MVP depending on how they vote, but neither here nor there. But he's worked on his game. He's put the effort in. He's a little bit wiser. He has playoff years experience now. The way how he played against Miami and the emergence of Drew Holiday. I mean, the addition of Drew Holiday, because Drew always been that dude, but the addition of him takes so much playmaking off of his shoulders to where now his reads are more simple because Drew is going to give him the ball when he's already in the spot, as opposed to him having to bring the ball up and get to the spot. Those little small things add up over a course of the series.
So we got a couple of more games coming on tonight. We're gonna take you up to the big game of Lakers versus Suns, but before that, I think Trailblazers and Nuggets just tipped off. That series is tied 2-2. They just tipped off. What are the keys to this pivotal game 5 between the Trailblazers and Nuggets? What's the keys to your game in this game?
Portland stayed the course. I think they did a good job of just turning Jokic into a scorer. Even though he is capable of scoring, you could tell it's still a little uncomfortable because he's just a natural playmaker. And if you take everybody away with the exception of Michael Porter Jr., who's been playing a really good ball, it's something that you're just going to have to worry about with guys stepping up. I also think Portland's role players have really stepped in. A lot of people don't give a lot of credit to Norman Powell and the brings to that team. Once you're in a championship locker room and you contributed to a championship, that's invaluable information. So he's going to always know how to prepare. He's going to know how to take care of business, and he knows what the playoffs look like. So for to have that, being able to get open looks and even one-on-ones whenever he wants, because you got to focus on Lillard. You got to worry about C.J. McCollum. Nurkic is a low-key playmaker, and them bringing him back, in time is really doing a great job as far as making sure Jokic just can't run on defense. And then, this is a personal game for him, the personal series for him. I mean, Denver was his home for quite some time, and for them to boom the game 1, you think he don't remember that? I mean, he's always been a gamer, and now he doesn't have to worry about, carrying a franchise or, hoping that, the guys that he's making the life easier can make shots and capitalize. He has the people to do it. So I think Portland, on paper, has more bullets in the gun than the Nuggets. But the Nuggets have size. So we'll see what happens from there.
And they still got the home court advantage going on right now, too. But I feel like, man, the Trailblazers have to win this series, man. The Nuggets don't have Jamal Murray. You basically almost fully healthy. I know Zach Collins is still not I haven't seen him. But for the most part, you fairly healthy. Like you have to win this series, because I feel like if you don't win this series, then you think they might have to shake some things up in Portland.
If you're Portland, you're a mid-major, small market team in which you're not getting any free agents. The pick that you're going to get is going to be middle first round. Unfortunately, the blueprint for teams like Portland, small to mid-market teams, you just have to ride it till the wheels fall off. And you know, Lillard and CJ McCollum, those guys will just end up being, local legends. Not local legends, they're gonna be legends in their own right as well. But for the most part, they can get a restaurant built after them, keep making some money, and just be that guy in that city. Um, People forget it's only one title, and like you still got LeBron in this league, you got KD in this league. Like it's only one title. You not winning the title in the wrong era does not make you a horrible team. Or as an owner, you blowing it up to attempt to get a title. Who are you going to get to replace him? Like I would just need to know the plan if you're going to blow it up. It has to be a heck of a plan.
I don't even know. I'm not even saying automatically that the coach has to go, but I'm saying like the CJ McCollum, Dame Lillard era might have to get switched up. Like
Yeah.
it haven't worked, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like you say, it's only one title, but I just think they have to go further this year, being that the Nuggets are not at full strength and they're basically just about fully healthy. So I think they need to go to the next round.
Ironically, they should be following the blueprint of the team they playing against because Denver has been drafting well in the late rounds for like the last 5 years.
Yeah. True.
Like imagine Bobo on that Portland team right now.
Yeah. So the last game that we got on the docket is the big game. Lakers versus Suns, game 5. Don't know if AD is going to play. I don't know if you heard anything yet. I heard it wasn't looking good, but a good win by Phoenix, even though AD didn't play the second half. What do you think is going to happen tonight in Phoenix?
Ooh, if AD doesn't play, I'm going to need Montrezl Harrell to play out of his mind.
Is he going to get the playing time to play out of his mind? Is Vogel going to play him enough?
I understand that, but you got to think Montrezl Harrell. He made this bet. He got to lay in it too. I mean, yeah, you bring a lot of energy, but you don't play big enough to measure up against DeAndre Ayton. Like, I think Ayton is a whole problem.
Yeah, he's been balling. He's
the whole problem. Marc Gasol is not fast enough.
Right.
AD was the only guy that could go back and forth, but he's clearly not healthy. From what I don't even think he's going to play this game. He's the one. And then Andre Drummond, unfortunately, hasn't been able to keep up with them either. The key to all-led teams is really simple. Their second guy has to ball out. So if AD's not going to be there, Kyle Kuzma is going to have the game of his life as far as offense goes. The other key is offensive rebounds. More possessions, the better. LeBron is surgical when it comes to the IQ portion of the game. So you want to give him as many chances at picking you as possible. And, last but not least, the Lakers are still a championship team from a defensive standpoint, and they know how to lock up when they need to. It's going to be a collective effort if they win. But I actually got Phoenix today if AD is not going to winning this game. And I think the series is going 7.
Victor Legron says AD is ruled out, and so there's the answer right there. A lot of people been talking about we gotta see old LeBron, we gotta see crazy LeBron when he went off against Boston or he went off against Detroit. Can that LeBron show up tonight, or is that long gone because Father Time has caught up to LeBron, or he might still be a little hurt by his ankle? Can he still deliver a performance like that, or are those days gone?
Al, as of right now, I can go out there and give somebody 50 right now at age 40 or 39 out of shape. The problem is I am going to pay for it for a week. It's not that he can't do it.
Right.
It's the fact that after he do it, you still got game 6 if y'all lose. After he do it, even if y'all win, you got another series.
But don't you just gotta go for it and worry about that after the fact?
I mean, obviously, no time is better than the present. LeBron is going to give his all. The one LeBron that I wish that I would see, but I understand if he just doesn't ever do it. I really need for LeBron to just get in the mid post. Just play the role of AD by not bringing the ball up and being in his position, and then just pick people apart from there. I think if he does that, he definitely can be able to pick people apart, still be a playmaker, and be a scorer from that part. Now that changes the whole game on how you guard him. If he does that, he's able to save his energy, still getting efficient 30 or what have you he's going to need, and still make the plays. Now it's just about his back end being able to, take some slack off on him defensively. But yes, he does have to go for it. But the thing about it is he's been successful playing this way for 18 years. So how can we tell him or get mad at him if he never just does that?
I feel you. Mr. Tell the Truth says he got the Suns. You said you got the Suns, but you still said the series is going 7?
Oh, no, this series is going 7. Because if the Suns win this and they go up 3-2, please believe that Game 6 LeBron that I was describing on the mid post,
he's gonna
get on the mid post. Gotcha. He will get on the mid post for Game 6, 7.
Victor Legrand says LeBron isn't totally healthy, and in my opinion, for this team to win, he needs to facilitate. What do you think about that? I'm in the mindset of if some people facilitate, get his team involved. I like the more aggressive LeBron, in my opinion. I like the aggressive LeBron and facilitate when you have to. What type of mindset do you think he need to have tonight?
I think he should still take what the game gives him. Just put him in a position where he don't have to waste energy. Throw him on the elbow, throw him the ball, let him face up. Either you're going to double or he's one dribble away from a basket in which either you're going to foul him or he's going to finish. And then if you back up, he's going to hit that jump shot. If you play tight defense one-on-one, he has the fall away, he has the fade away, he has package to be able to make you pay for a one-on-one. And he does not have to waste energy. I think the problem that we have always had, the ones who are Jordan fans, Kobe fans, whatever, or the ones who quote unquote say he's not a killer, which to me is a lie. I think the issue we've had was he doesn't make the game checkers enough. This is a simple game for you. You have everything that you need to take over a game offensively. In the back of our head, we're thinking there is no way possibly that you should ever not score 40 when your team needs you to score 40 because you have everything you need to do it. And it's not like we've never seen it before. Like Game 6, Boston and the first title. We seen it against Golden State when he had 50, even though they came up short because of the timeout. When they closed out Golden State at Cleveland, Game 6 and 7, he had 40 with a triple-double. He averaged that. So we know it's there.
Right.
So it's just a matter of, if he is hurt, then I get it, but more of a reason to not dribble the ball up the court or not run point guard, so to speak. That's more of a reason not to do that.
PJ Washington checking in says, I like the more aggressive LeBron myself, but the more laid back LeBron makes more happen for the team as a whole. So
it's just about
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say first half, be laid back LeBron. Second half, be aggressive. There you go. You win. Get both of them.
But this is my thing. I feel like on the road, that's when he has to be more aggressive anyway, because we all know at home role players play better. On the road, I feel like aggressive LeBron need to show up, and then you can facilitate after adjustments or whatever. But like PJ Washington, like me, like more aggressive LeBron. For my personal reasons, sure, I would definitely want him not to be aggressive. Go ahead and pass the ball to your Caldwell Popes and your Cal Kuzmas and have them bricking all over the place, and then they lose.
Hilarious.
For my sanity, for me to sleep well at night, and for them to lose, yes, do that. But as a fan, I need aggressive LeBron, one of them iconic performances. I think he can do it. Like you said, we all know he can do it, and I'll worry about my body afterwards.
And one more guy, and then we can move on. THT is a secret weapon for LA. He has it. Mentally, he has it. Skill-wise, he's been working on it. I think he's a weapon. I let him loose and pretty much just say LeBron got to rest for about 5 to 10 minutes, go crazy. I think he
Yeah.
is willing to step up to the challenge, and that's a name that I'm going to be looking real close at. I wonder if Frank Vogel let him loose because if they do, Lakers might steal it, and it will be because of him. Because he's
Wow.
not really in the scouting report for real, but I know what that boy is capable of. I
Right.
already know. He's
Right.
different.
We are leading you up to Lakers versus Suns game 5. That's coming up 9 p.m. Central. Who y'all got tonight, and who do you got in the series? Everyone watching, y'all share the live. Y'all people can see it. Comment. We're gonna post these comments. Keep it moving. Who do you got in the series overall?
Man, health is wealth, man. I, if healthy, obviously the Lakers, I'm still going to take them. But if they're not healthy, if AD is not going to play, got to go Suns. I mean, just is what it is. Have to. And I hate that.
And I think this might be
You got
Chris Paul's best opportunity to win a ring or get to the finals at least is this year. Like, if he don't do it this year, I mean, maybe next year if they get better, but Father Time is not on his side. Like, time is ticking on Chris Paul. Do you think this might be his best year to get to the finals?
Time been taken in this new age league. To be honest with you, if he really wanted to do it the other way, he could go to a team and he could jump on Brooklyn team or something, be able to make the finals. Most cats don't care about that. If they really want it that bad, they will sacrifice that for it. I think it's a certain way, and ain't nothing wrong with that either. But with CP3, I mean, his body has been failing him for quite some time. I think he's a warrior. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. But this year, I don't think they're old enough. They're just not necessarily old enough in age, but it's just in this playoffs. Like, it's just different.
Yeah.
Think about it. The next round, they either got to see Dallas or the Clippers. How do you like those matchups? Exactly. That's tough.
Yeah.
Especially the Clippers. The way the Clippers cut off Dallas water.
Yeah. But wait, hold on. Is that so that hold on. So the Lakers and Suns is 2-7, and they will play the 3 or the 6. The 3 or the 6 is that's Nuggets Trailblazers, ain't it?
It is, but we're talking about finals, right?
Right.
I mean, no knock on Utah, but I think if Utah sees the Clippers, I don't know if Utah makes it out of there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Quick update.
Even if they do, then they got a better chance, but it's tough.
Quick update. Nets up 82-73 in the third, and Nuggets up double digits on the Trailblazers in the first.
Nice.
So that's a quick update. Victor LeGrand says now or never for CP3. I agree with that statement for sure. And PJ Washington says Lakers going to take it all. If LeBron got to do it himself, he's going to tap into his inner Mamba on. And PJ Washington, get out of here with that, man. They ain't winning it all this year. Because you know what? AD is kind of like Chris Paul. You never know when they're gonna go down. And I feel like AD is a little clumsy, man. He always falling or doing something. I don't know what it is. He just stayed doing something.
I mean, 18 games is brutal on a human body, man. Like, everybody's body is not capable of handling that. No human body really is capable of handling it. It's just people just decide what to do and what not to do. And with AD, if you're gonna be the dude next to LeBron, you got to do all the things LeBron is not going to be able to do at this juncture of his career, which means now you have to protect the back of the rim. Now you also have to guard the best player on the perimeter.
I just like, man,
you got to score. Like, everybody body can't handle all of that, bro.
Right. It's like AD, man, he just so fluky, man. His last injury, the way he went up, like his legs did some crazy stuff, man. Like, it wasn't a normal fall. You know what I'm saying? He didn't take a normal fall. And then the injury before that, you remember he shot the jumper and then his back foot hit the scorer's table. And it was like, bro, who does that? Who falls to the scorer's table?
Like I said, I'll tell you who do it. Somebody who is not fully recovered from the injury.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
He went
Tell
through
the
a
truth.
lot. Think of all the injuries he went through in his body. He went through a lot.
Yeah. Let's tell the truth. Says breaking news: LeBron just took his shot. He always accused LeBron of owning juice in basketball. That's his own thing. PJ Washington said LeBron is the best player at basketball in the world. He can be the best player, but do they got the best team? That's the thing, PJ Washington. It's a team sport.
Thank you.
You need some help. So I want to get to another story. Talking about playoffs, man. We've been having incidents with fans doing certain things. And the latest incident is a fan runs on the court. I'm gonna play this video for the people who haven't seen it. And I want you to I want to know what can be done, what should be done to stop these fans from going crazy. We had popcorn, we had spitting, we had a water bottle thrown, and now this brother, he runs on the court, touches the backboard, and all of this stuff. So for the people who didn't see it, I'm just gonna play this video of what happened. And then y'all, as you can see, he's on the court. He runs, touch the backboard. Then he gets Goldberg by security guard. and then that's it. I guess it's like a.
This the viewpoint right here.
Oh, he touched the
Hey,
backboard.
he was in the 2-foot plant.
Yeah, Goldberg.
Oh man! Shouts out to the fact that he slapped the backboard like we slapped the wall in our office. Hey, I don't know if that man had a bet. I don't know if he went to Vegas and said 2,001 odds somebody run on the court, and he went on ahead and put his mortgage up because he clearly is gonna have the money. I don't know what happened on this situation. That's the only thing I can think of. Anytime I see this something that random happen, I think somebody placed the bet, and they're gonna win a lot of money. And they're gonna be able to make his bail. That's what I think. But as far as like, it needing to stop, as far as the throwing stuff at players and the blatant disrespect, like that's not what you're paying for your money for, people. It's just not a good look. I mean, what if we end up having the arena set up like baseball and football, in which you have that high wall and you're complete? One of the things that makes this game special is the fact that it's so intimate, is the fact that it's so personal. But pretty soon, y'all keep it up. We're gonna have to make sure that we do it like we do soccer. Because soccer is intimate and personal too, but them fans crazy as heck. So they make sure they keep them well away from that field. And they still sometimes hop and be running their butt naked. So y'all just chill out, man. I know y'all ain't been outside in a while. I'm gonna need for y'all to just chill, man. Like, look.
PJ Washington says, I want the weed that he was off of. It's possible he probably was, but I think what you said as far as a bet being wagered, I think that's possible because I've heard of that before where somebody bet somebody to do something, and like you say, they'll pay their bill or whatever the case may be. But what should be the penalty for fans throwing stuff, running on the court, popcorn, spitting? What can be done? Because I still think you're gonna have knuckleheads here and there that's gonna try it. But should they? What should be the penalty? Because people they're saying they're going to be prosecuted to the fullest extent. They're banned from arenas for a lifetime. Is that fair to ban them for a lifetime? First of all, is that fair to you that they should be banned for a lifetime?
Is it fair to the players that a fan got drunk too much and decided to act an a-hole and throw something at a person that's just trying to feed his children? Like, think about this. If that happened at work, what do you think will happen? What if somebody threw something at Miss Robinson, at Principal Robinson? What do you think will happen?
Yeah.
Title 20, or you just ain't coming back.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Like, these dudes are commodities. These dudes make 7 figures and are assets to all of these teams that are owners, including the visiting teams, because people come to see certain guys, even though they may not be on the team. So you got to pay a price, and it might be with time, it might be with money, it might be with both. But in order for this to happen, what I don't want is it to be under penalized and people just keep risking it all, and then we have another malice at the palace. I would rather for them to take care of this now, just so that we won't have to see that again, because that was scary.
Right. So we know that some players, some fans been banned for life. I heard Charles Barkley say sometimes they face don't be seen. You know, we got the mask on and different things of that nature. So he was like, people can get around that. You know what I'm saying? You can put on a hat or put on something to disguise yourself, and they can get around that. What should be done as far as legal terms? What should be done as far as legal terms? What do you think should be done with that?
Misdemeanor or felony. I mean, I really, like I said, you might have to get your lawyer friend on here because I don't really know the details of it.
Do you think they should do time in jail?
Yeah.
And how long? And how long you think they should do?
Probably a year.
Ooh, a year.
Yeah, a year.
Wow.
That's an 82 game season.
Wow.
Think about this. But here's the reason why. Think about this. Let's say that bottle, the pointy end of it hits Kyrie dead in his eye.
Right.
That changes the whole series. That changes the whole career of him.
Do you think it should go on case by case basis? Say like, okay, if it hit him and it's damage done, okay, you do a year or 5 years or whatever. But if it's popcorn, okay, you do. Because I was in the mindset of 30 days. Like for the popcorn incident, okay, you gonna do 30 days for that.
I mean, and here. The only reason why I say a year is because I'm starting to see the buildup.
Right.
It's a dude crazy enough to be like, I'll take them 30 days.
Yeah.
A year, that's going to make you think twice. 30 days, it was like, you know what? Is it worth it? I take out Kyrie and we end up taking it to game 7 and my team wins and I get to be out 30 days. I'm banned. I can still watch it on TV. Is it worth it? Right. Some people are crazy enough to risk it all like that. So to take away all of the risk it all, you know how we always play those Facebook games like, would you rather do this or get a bit to eliminate all of that, set it somewhere to where it's like you got to think about it.
Right.
By the way, I hate those questions where they be like, would you slap your brother for $2 million? Come on, man. Of course I will. Stop asking those stupid questions, Facebook.
Right. PJ Washington says they need to put up rails or something. I don't know. Players should be protected better. Do you think it should be rails up at NBA games?
I think just if you take care of the penalty right now, to where even the drunkest or the high has to think twice because they are literally ruining their life. Set it there now. You don't have to worry about it. What's the reason why the riot happened with George Floyd? Y'all didn't make an example of the other cops.
Facts.
That's the reason for the riot. If y'all would have took care of business earlier, it would have got to this.
Right. And like you say, it's building up. Like it keeps happening. Like now it's like, man, is it gonna stop? Like, do you think it's gonna continue to keep going, or do you think it's gonna stop or slow down? Because it's incident after incident at this point.
I think it will slow down only because I just really feel like it's been cabin fever and human beings just really are that lit right now that they don't know how to act because they've been in the house. Or even if they haven't been in the house and not obeying in real life, social interaction for real. So people just don't know how to act right now. So I'm hoping that it will settle in and they will remember, this is how the world used to be. Yeah, you can still act civilized. You don't have to be an a-hole. And don't be the guy that you're on behind the keyboard. Don't bring that here because you know how people can get. So I'm always optimistic that good will prevail over evil, so to speak. But you have to be able to make sure though that you have to make a statement. Because if you don't make a statement, if you just keep it political, these fools gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, you're right.
So 1 year. Now I got to think about it. Like, you can still keep your job if you go to jail for 30 days. Leave of absence.
So you saying they should
lose your job?
So you trying to hit them all over the place? You want them to lose their job, go to jail?
Hey, look.
We're gonna hit you.
Nobody gonna shut up. Nobody shut up.
Say it. Say it.
So, marijuana's legal, right?
Yes.
How many of our brothers is incarcerated for selling something that's legal now? And what are the years they were getting?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You make a choice, and you should know the consequences of it. If you still make that choice, it's on you.
True. Victor LeGrand says, "Yep, throw the book at him." So he's agreeing with you. Give him a
You make a choice to throw something at a person that's pretty much defenseless because he can't come up in there and beat you up because now he's suspended. And even if they do fight, I hit you and I break my hand, you still win.
Yeah.
Because the reason why you're trying to provoke me is to get me out of the game, whether it's mentally or physically. You still win. No, I need a year.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna hit him. Trevor Phelps checking in says, "I got no respect for the Nets or Kyrie. I guess he don't like the way they got together. I guess the way they winning." PJ Washington, this is all the people that ain't never been locked up that's cutting up. They got a taste of not being able to go as you please, then got a little freedom, and after that, so now it's finna be cutting up everywhere. So that's what we think that's going on. We got a little bit more time for the Lakers Suns come on. My other guy that was supposed to come on the show, and he missing in action, but he texts me. He texts me, and this is the statement he made. Because I think I posted on Facebook when Mavericks was up 2-0 and Luka was balling out. I said Luka's a problem.
Yeah.
That's what I said. And he said, "I'll take Trae Young any day, all day." And so I said, you know what? I'll put it on the show and give it to the people and see what they say. So I'm gonna ask you your preference. What is your preference and why? Because I know mine, but I want to hear yours.
Okay. First and foremost, give me whichever one you don't want. But in my preference, I will take Luka only for height purposes. He's 6'8".
Mm-hmm.
He's 6'8", which means you already put in a position in which if he switch on somebody, it may not be the speed to stay in, but if he puts his arms up and puts his hands up, he still can play against bigger guys. That will be the reason. As far as skill for skill, pound for pound, they about even. Like the things that Trae do is Steph Curry-esque.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Trae actually is more of a pure point guard. Not saying Trae's better. Please do not put that. Don't put words in my mouth. Trae is not better than Steph, but Trae's flavor, along with his ability to knock down long threes off the dribble, really brings this team together. And I jokingly said this like 2 years ago. Nobody wasn't really paying attention to me then, but I said, I'm like, Atlanta is state light. I'm like, they're literally following the blueprint of what Golden State. As soon as they drafted Trae and they went and got Herter again, I was like, Herter is low budget Klay Thompson. Now, I didn't know they was going to bring in Bogdanovich. Now he's low budget Klay Thompson, and they got Herter coming off the bench. But they pretty much building it the exact same way Golden State built it. And this is why they look so good against the Knicks right now. It's a lot of skill on that floor. And Trae Young is the catalyst of it. But the reason why these guys don't have any like grace period and adjusting to the playoffs is because they're that skilled. It's like, what are you going to take away from them? They're ready to take whatever you take away from them.
So you picking Luka.
I'm picking Luka.
Trevor Phelps says Luka all day. I pick Luka as well for basically the same reason you said, his height, his height advantage, bigger body. I would say this: Trae, when it comes to free throws, is definitely got the nod over Luka. Free throw percentage. But like you say, the length of Luka is a problem. He gets where he wants to get on the floor, and he's a problem. He's a matchup problem. Trae is smaller. He do a lot of good things, but like you say, for my preference, give me Luka. I have not seen Trae do the things Luka have done in the playoff yet. Not saying that he can't. He's been playing well, but he has not been on Luka level, in my opinion.
And I'm gonna say this too. Like, if we're gonna, look at history and take a gamble on history, I've seen more guys at Luka's height playing the style of play that he played, being in a better position to contend than I've seen 5'11" point guards.
Mm.
So if it's about winning, it's just like I'm playing the law of percentages here. And yes,
Right.
Steph done it once. I don't really count when he did it with KD because now you having him and KD is just a different problem altogether. But 2015, Steph done it. We also could say 89 and 90, Isaiah done it. After that, when can you really say somebody 6'3" and under, being the unequivocal best player on the team, has won a title? It just don't happen often. So, not saying it's impossible, but I'm saying Trae gonna have a lot of work to do. But they're doing the right way by building a lot of depth around him.
Yeah, I feel you, my brother. I feel you. I don't know if I got a chance to ask you. My man Kwame Brown has been going crazy lately, so I didn't get a chance to. I didn't get a chance to talk to you about Kwame. What are your thoughts about Kwame Brown and all the shenanigans he's been on? What are your thoughts?
You ever seen the movie Falling Down?
I don't know. I don't know if who's in that.
Okay, how about this? You ever seen Man on Fire?
Yes,
Denzel.
love Denzel. That's my favorite actor.
That's Kwame. We're seeing it social media version. That's what it is. It's only so much a human being can take. It's only so the straw that broke the camel back happened, and now he's firing off on everybody. I will say this about it. Do I agree with everything that he says and all of the approaches he says? No. Am I happy that he is, relevant and he actually spits some real life game as to what the NBA is really about? Absolutely. One thing Jenny LaRose said, and shouts out to him because to me he's the originator of podcasts and giving the flavor of culture. So salute to him. But he said at some point we have to stop allowing the media to make it seem like it's only successful Black people. If you make it to the NBA, you won. Everything else is extra. You won.
Yeah.
Look how hard we grinding right now without the paycheck that they have to be able to, make an honest living. They don't have to worry about the main thing that most people of our color have to worry about ever again. Their generations are set. They won.
Facts.
So, and again, he played 12 seasons. Am I saying that he had the best career? Absolutely not. But I'm saying with the hand that he was dealt, it's like, I get it. But also, too, now that you have a platform, I will hope that, and this ain't even a knock on him. It's more of a knock on our society. Mm-hmm. Why do we keep rewarding the messy? Why do we keep rewarding the T? That bothers me because it's like he got a lot of good things to say. His point of view could be a really healthy point of view for guys who, are aspiring to be in the league, because everybody talks about the glitz and the glamour of the LeBrons. Everybody talks about guys like Robert Horry who, played a good role and was able to live. Nobody talks about that dude in the suit. Nobody talks about how hard his job is. Nobody talks about the locker room guy that is probably one of the coldest dudes on the team, but you will never know it because he's never going to get in the game.
Right.
Nobody talks about. I think he has a lot to open up on that, but because following them because of the drama, it takes away from what he really could do. But behind the scenes, he's helping kids and we're trying to get shoes and he's doing all those things. So salute to him. Like I said, I'm happy for him. I feel no way about what he's saying. You can't get mad at a reaction when people constantly are acting at you. You can't really invest too much into it and reacting at everybody. So.
Hey, PJ Washington says, Mama's cooking. We with the movement. We with Kwame. I agree with everything he said in his approaches. And he says, Mama's cooking is splashing on the Allen Powell show. Mama's cooking, missing no one. I will say this, man. Bro, when he do this, talking about Mama's cooking, that is hilarious to me. It's like, bro, he's like, for people who don't know, this is what, when he's doing this and talking about Mama's cooking, to me it seems like he's talking about like his mama talking to him from heaven, giving him the lowdown on everybody. Like, bro, are you serious? So now what I do anytime my wife starts talking crazy, this is all I do. You get Mama's cooking. I'm not this. Mama's cooking and told me about it. That's all I do now. It's hilarious to me, but when he does that, dog, and I messaged him personally. I said, bro, would you please get a shirt just with your hand just doing this? I need that in my life.
You gotta get me more rich. Salute.
Yeah. When he does that, what do you think about when he do that? When he do the mama's cooking and he do his?
Hey man, I just think about Sunday morning, 10 a.m. before you go to church. She got the bacon going, the egg. You got to put a little salt sometimes in that thing. You can't just let it go. So that's what I think. And it's funny because his metaphor to it is just on everything. It's hilarious, man. No, and this is another thing that I like. I didn't know he was that funny. He's hilarious. Like not even just with that. If you hear what he said, this dude is hilarious.
Yeah, he is. Nobody knew it. He never spoke. He never said anything.
Because he just kept, like I said, it's only so much you can give me. At some point, even a regular, cool, laid-back dude, at some point, is going to have to swing back. So.
Yeah. Al, you just sprinkled the show with Mama's cooking. Why you keep sprinkling though? I can't help it, man. It's I can't help it. The Mama's cooking is addictive, man. It's addictive, man. If I ever get Kwame, if I get you on the show,
hey, don't even worry about it, man. All that sodium, I got something for that. I got alkaline water for him. Don't even worry.
Mama's cooking is cooking on the
alkaline water to balance it out because I'm about to go to sleep messing with you.
Yeah,
that's that itis. Yeah. You're gonna give me itis.
Hey man, a couple of more stories I want to get to before we get up out of here, man. We had some tennis news, man. Naomi Osaka withdrew from the French Open, citing mental health reasons. Said she's been having anxiety, talking to the media, different things. Then she got fined by the French Open, and then the French Open went to the Australian Open and Wimbledon, and they really saying if you don't do these media obligations, you can get suspended, fined, all this type of stuff. What is your opinion on her withdrawing for mental reasons, and should they be obligated to these media things that they have to do?
I think there's a middle ground somewhere that nobody refused to look for because we're so stuck on tradition. As of right now, if you haven't noticed, like after the pandemic, mental health has been something that we have been paying more attention to, and I think it's great because 90% of anything you do is mental. You have to think before you do it. And if certain screws aren't connected, it's going to affect your performance on or what you say to something. Imagine if with your job, there's somebody that's like, so what did you think when you asked that question? And no matter what you do, every mistake that you make, somebody is asking you about it. I don't care what human being you are, how you have been trained, how have you grew up. I don't care. It will get agitating and annoying at some point. And for these athletes to have to constantly, just take it as if they're not human, at some point we have to address this. Like I would love for sometimes for the media to have another media when they ask a stupid question and that media comes in. So what was you thinking when you asked that dumbass question? I would love to see it. I would love to see it. Like just to see how it feels because everybody now, and then again, you add social media, keep in mind, it's still media. So anything that happens, millions of people is trying to be first and being funny. Millions of people is trying to be first at saying it. They don't even care if it's right anymore. They don't even care if it's righteous. They have no empathy. This game is as cutthroat as it's going to get now. So yes, mental health is real. So there has to be a way in which we could be able to set up proper times for them to mentally prepare for a game. Also, take the time to be able to process a win or loss. And then the next day they can be obligated to talk about it now that they got a chance to sleep on it.
So you saying it shouldn't be fresh off a game, it should be the next day?
Yes. If you catch me when I'm at my heat of anger and you put a microphone in my face, I don't know what I would do. And I'm a very peaceful person.
Right. And she's came out and said that it's a lot of people in the world that have a fear of speaking in front of people. And she talked about having that type of mindset where, she gets anxiety speaking in front of people. So that's another thing, man. I think they need to take in consideration people's background, what they comfortable with, because you don't want to embarrass nobody. You don't want to make somebody feel inadequate or whatever the case may be. And like you say, this mental health thing is real. But I'm gonna ask you from a business standpoint, if you are the Wimbledon, Australian Open, French Open, and you have a contract saying that you have to do these things, do they have a right to hold her to this contract?
Of course, a business doesn't have morals, nor does it have any, no feelings behind it. Your contract is your contract.
Yeah.
If you ever like really meet like certain lawyers, they're very matter of fact. Everything is based on facts because the law is immoral. What the law is what it is. And, that's just kind of how business contracts work. So they have every right to pursue it. Is it, morally ethical to do it?
Right.
To me, probably not, but it's preferential. I mean, if
Right.
you're a person that's like a bottom line guy or a bottom line girl or a buy the book or a traditionalist, of course you're probably going to take the side of the business contract. Or if you're probably an old schooler, you probably like stop crying like a baby, you get millions of dollars, which what we have to also stop as well. Millions of dollars is not going to stop you from having mental health issues. It's not going to heal your mental health now that you got some money, especially when the one thing that was probably being your release therapy is now the main thing that's causing you stress.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey man, I agree, man. I think they need to come together and attack it, not by, hey, you're gonna get fined, suspended, this and that if you don't do this. Like, have some consideration, man, and try to come together and try to come to a conclusion. But I think hey, when you give people power, it's like they just lose all sense of like, hey, let's work with this person. It's the hammer. And it's like,
most bosses, the problem with most bosses feel like they have to have that mental control and authority over them, or they feel like that, the asylum is going to run the organization. So they keep that tight leash so that they could always be reminded, you need me, I don't need you. It's always been that undertone beef in every organization of sport between players and owners. So,
and
I mean,
they
the
probably
tide is
trying
turning at some point.
And they're probably trying to make an example out of her for future people who might want to. Yeah. So I hope they can come to a middle ground, man. Last story before we get you up out of here, man. Marcel Ozuna from the Atlanta Braves, domestic violence, got arrested. He made bail, but the story is the police, when the police got the call, when they came to the house of Marcel Ozuna and his wife, they caught him choking his wife and threw her against the wall and hit her with a cast that he was wearing. Like, bruh, I don't know how he's gonna come back from this, but I looked up the story and they didn't have some domestic violence issues for a minute. Like, she went to jail, I guess, for beating on him or whatever the case may be. So they got some history. But my question to you is, do you think his career is over? And in today's America, this type of situation, you can get canceled and just thrown away. Do you think his career might be over?
I definitely think he's in a position in which if they can go another direction and they have somebody in AAA that they like that can replace him, he's extremely expendable. How are they going to get rid of the contract? I don't know. I don't really know too much about baseball contracts, but that would be the decision that is made upon. Like, can we get rid of this contract? Are we going to get backlash if he plays for our team? Is it going to hurt sales? Because once again, when it comes to business, all they care about is bottom line. It's people that are horrible people, unfortunately, horrible human beings that happen to be good at a sport or good at a craft or an art that just gets passes all the time. And it's unfortunate because most people are just thinking, well, as long as they show up to work, they good. I just pray for the brother. I mean, I pray for anybody that's in a domestic violence situation. Y'all got to learn how to communicate with each other, man. Y'all got to learn how to be able to just be open to listen to each other without being able to express yourselves with your hands. And, also, too, if things don't go the way you planned it, or this other person that you're married, your better half, is a human being. They are not obligated to be your slave. They're not obligated to do whatever they say you're going to do. And they're not obligated to deal with any type of abuse, whether it's verbal, physical, or psychological. So that goes both ways. It's not a man or a woman thing. This is just we got to heal and we got to get better.
And my thing is this, man. I don't think he's been suspended before or had issues in the past. I think if it's a first offense, man, I think the MLB and the Players Association should come up with some type of solution, a plan where he has to go to some type of training or whatever. I don't think he should lose his whole career off of a incident like this. I think he might need help, you know what I'm saying, on how to deal with certain things. And I think they should come together and he should go to some type of training, or, you know, they have when they do Alcohol Anonymous and those type of things, but it should be some type of domestic violence program he can go to and get help and try to revitalize his life and his career. What do you think about that?
I definitely agree with it. And let me also reach out to all of my people who have a son or a daughter or is in training that has ran into somebody with a special talent. It is up to us to be able to teach these kids more than just the game that they're good at. We have to teach them life skills. We have to develop them to be great people, not just great at their sport. I think the real problem that is not being addressed enough is us who are in this position, we keep letting things get away because of talent, because we're hoping that they're going to take us with them to the gravy train, as opposed to checking something that just needs to be checked fundamentally as a human being.
Yeah.
And until we start changing and stop looking at these kids as a ROI or a dollar sign or a flip, until we stop doing this, we're going to keep hearing stories like this on domestic violence. Because I'm pretty sure if he had a tight circle that would pretty much tell him, yo, chill, as opposed to having a circle that's just saying, oh, it's cool, you know, man, sometimes things happen, but we're going to figure it out. You know, hey, good job on that 2 for 5 night. We have to stop dismissing being a bad human just because you're good at a sport or you have a lot of money or you have something that the world think is valuable. Ain't nothing more valuable than the human heart. Ain't nothing more valuable than the brain.
Yep. You said it, brother. You said it, man. Well, look here. We're getting close to game time. Listen, man, I want y'all to subscribe to our YouTube. Listen, subscribe. Let's get these numbers up. Let's spread this show. Follow, like, and review our Facebook page. Give us some reviews. Tell us what you like, what you don't like. I can take constructive criticism, all that good stuff. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us. I'm on TikTok now, Snapchat. I'm all over the place, man. Hey, all of them. We're gonna push this thing. If you like the show and you want to represent, you can purchase merch, shirts, jerseys, all that good stuff. And if you know somebody that got a business and they want to advertise, we come on the show, we can interview them, and they can talk about what they have to offer to the world. So thank you, my brother Myron Jenkins from the scene. Appreciate you coming out, man. And
I appreciate
real quick, what's the score for tonight's Lakers Sun game?
I'm gonna go Suns 108, Lakers 104.
108, 104 Suns, according to Myron Jenkins. Jay Ghost checking in, says Brooklyn. They probably didn't close it out. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. So it's a wrap for the Nets. It's a wrap for us. Al, I'll see y'all next week. Thank you, brother.
We lock and load, Allen Pass.